Also up here in the tucked in the back, I just got these at Harbor Freight. These precision screwdrivers. I had a full set of Husky precision screwdrivers. I kept 2 in this side of one size and 2 on the other side. I lost one of the Husky set. Instead of paying money to buy a whole nother set of Huskies just to replace the one I lost, I saw these at Harbor Freight, and so that's why I carry one. Half of them are Harbor Freight, and the other half on the other side are Huskies. That was just cheaper, and they seem to do the job. I got a couple files I carry around, a flat file and a round file. Keep them in a little PEX tubing there. I use those a lot when I work on door closers or locks, you know, and it's just a good little tool to carry anyways. You know, here's a Klein screwdriver I use for things. Here's definitely a must in my bag is the magnet with a telescoping. I think this came off of a inspection mirror, and I don't know if the mirror cracked or what the deal was, but I noticed the magnet was on there. It was pretty a strong magnet, so that's what I carry it for. Also, I carry a little mini hacksaw. Comes in real handy, tucks in there just nicely. Carry the field piece, you know, probe, temperature probe. Use that a lot. It's real handy. Got a Klein wide jaw adjustable wrench. I had the channel locks, the blue version of those, the wide jaw. I carried it for years. I loved it, but then actually I thought I lost it, but then it was in one of my cars, so I found it and I keep that at home now. But I got a smaller adjustable wrench there also. A pair of side cutters. I don't remember where I got these. Probably Home Depot or something. They work. They do the job. I went to Kniepex with I tried these out, and I really like these. These seem to do pretty handy. I quit carrying a pair of lineman's pliers on there because I thought it made my bag heavy and didn't use it quite enough to carry it all the time. And this Kniepex installation tool has a set of cable cutters on there, and it's got the strippers for what I work on. It does a job, so it kind of lightened my bag a little bit by getting rid of those linesman pliers, and that seems to do the job. And same thing with their Kniepex, their pliers wrench pliers. I tried them out and they seem to work really well. Kind of eliminated a couple of tools because I had a larger size adjustable wrench I keep in there, and sometimes I carry a bigger pair of channel locks, and they come in handy when you're doing a lot of plumbing work because you know you got those chrome plated nuts, compression fitting nuts, and or you got brass ones, and that's one of my pet peeves in plumbing. You see people that got the teeth marks on them from using the channel locks on them, and that's why these come in handy nice. I got the 10-inch, and on the other side I carry the 12-inch one, and they really do the job. Got a utility knife in there I use. It comes in handy when I need it. And I just started carrying this. I had another inspection mirror. I thought I lost it, but I found it, and then I carry it in another bag I have. I know I have a Hillmore backpack that I use for my HVAC testing probes and sensors and things, and I carry that inspection mirror in there. But this one, we had a bunch of these at our shop laying around that the previous guy had, and it's actually a Delavan inspection mirror. So, but it's a decent mirror. It's got a big long telescope on it. So I started carrying this in my bag because the other one I just put in that other bag. So, but it does the job. Of course, I got the Klein crimpers. Those are nice. Everybody has those. I carry tire pressure gauge in there because I like using them to check expansion tanks. I mean, it ain't completely necessary. You know, you got a bad expansion tank, it's kind of obvious. You know, your relief valve will trip, or you can just tap the side of the expansion tank to find out if it's waterlogged and whatever. But it's just nice to have so I can check the actual air pressure inside of them. Went with the Weehaw insulated with the multi-bits in it, and it comes in handy. It's nice for working on things like, I think the last time I used it was on some three-way switches I had to check out, and going back and forth I didn't feel like, you know, going to the other side of the building to shut the power off, so So I had to check. It's nice to have insulated when you're doing a little bit of live work, you know. Got my Hillmore. I like the longer version, the 1/4 inch and 5/16. I like it. I really liked when I saw that they had the long one, so I decided to go with that one. And I can use my 5-in-1 if I need a tighter spot for 1/4 inch or 5/16, instead of carrying another set of smaller set of nut drivers. And if I need a real tight area, I go and use my Craftsman. So this thing does the job, and I don't need to carry another set of those. So I think that's that for this side of the bag. I got a Stanley tape measure on the outside there. Comes in real handy. I don't really carry anything in these pockets yet, but I'll figure out what I want to put in there, because I'm always changing my bag around, and I try to keep everything in the exact same spot so I can remember where everything is. I carry one of these. I don't use these as much anymore. I used to use them all the time when I used to work in rural areas doing HVAC, so you're always crawling in underneath houses and basements and stuff that don't have, the 3-prong outlets. So these always come in handy. I think I got a GFCI tester, outlet tester in here too. Comes in handy when you need it. So I always try to keep everything in the same exact spot, because just the other day I was trying to figure out on my other side something was missing. I keep everything in the exact same spot so I know where it is, and I hate losing things, or when I leave them in my shop or whatever and don't put it back in my bag. And just the other day I was looking at it and I'm thinking there's something missing here, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And what it was a reamer, a little reamer tool that had a little handle, and then it had the replacement reamer on the inside. The back screws out, and that's what it was. I remember looking at my bag and thought, wow, what's missing? I know there's something missing, but that's what it is. I still haven't put it back in there yet, but I'll do that. But here I keep a pair of channel locks in here. Come in handy. I usually keep a 1/2 inch or 3/8 drive ratchet with an extension on here, and I usually keep like a 1/2 inch or 9/16 on there, so I can grit. That's usually one of the more common ones, but I got a 5/8 on there right now, but I usually keep like a 1/2 inch 9/16 on there so I can grab it when I need it. A general purpose screwdriver, pry bar, something you snaps or breaks, you can just throw it away. There's my tubing cutter. I just keep a couple extra wrenches here in the bottom, a couple extra ones in case I need to use them. I also carry one of the magnets, CPS magnets for solenoid valves, because I work on sometimes you can use them on reversing valves or liquid line solenoid valves, so it comes in handy. I don't use it too often, but it's nice to have it there when you need it. Same thing with my gas valve grease. I don't use it that often, but it's nice to have. And I mean, I've got a couple remote locations that I service stuff on, and they got some propane equipment in there, and I don't use this stuff too often, but if I keep it anywhere else, I'll probably lose it. So it's nice to keep in here, so at least whenever I do need it, I know where it is. I got some Loctite in there, the blue. That comes in handy with a lot of stuff I do, whether it's working on locks or door closers. I got another small voltage sensor. I don't use it very much, but it comes in handy if I need it. So I carry it. Got some different size cleaning brushes in here, the metal ones. Those come in real handy. And here's my other Husky precision screwdrivers that I carry. Like I said, I lost one of them on the other side, so instead of buying a whole set of Huskies, I just was at Harbor Freight and I said, hey, I'll just buy a cheap set of those to get me by. I just bought these a little while recently, and Bondus Allen keys. I figured I'd give them a try. I started seeing colored tools more prevalent, and I thought it was just they're trying to be trendy or something, being different. But I remember seeing somebody saying, well, hey, colored tools, you're less likely to leave them behind because they're better visible. So and you can grab the one you need easier. And I never thought of that, but I was thinking, why are they making so many, coming out with so many brightly colored tools and things now? But it makes sense, you know. If you're, you know, in my HVAC background, I'm always working in basements and low lit crawl spaces and stuff like that. So having colored tools comes in pretty handy. I just got this pretty recently too, this tool roll. I used to carry my combination wrenches on a D-ring and hang them on this side, but they just seem to flop around and get tangled up and everything. So I looked online, looked at a bunch of different tool rolls that were available, and I got this suede one from, I don't remember what company I ordered it from, but I ordered the right height I wanted and the number of pouches for my, I think it's 9 or 10 wrenches I keep in there. And I think I really like it. It, you know, keeps these in one spot and fits nicely in there, and it was a good buy, I think, because I used to have them on a D-ring. They'd flop around, get tangled up and everything, and seems to fit pretty good there. Got a fluke meter. I used to have a field piece, but I think I broke it. This is a fluke. What do we got? It's a fluke. It's a fluke 324. It comes in handy for what I need. It's got a, you know, a capacitor tester on there, and I can use temperature probes on there if I need to. Carry one of the magnetic cases around, or magnetic trays. Comes in handy. I also carry this for my sockets. I like to use the deep well sockets, and this seemed to fit nice in the bag. I got another extension on there if I need, and so I keep. It's nice. I don't really carry too many bigger sizes anymore. I used to carry some larger size, like 3/4 or 11/16. Same thing with my combination wrenches. I used to carry some bigger size wrenches on there. It was nice to have when you need it, but it just seemed to weigh my bag down, and so I decided to lighten them. You know, I keep them ready available on my work truck. So I mean, if I need something bigger than 5/8, you know, then I can go get it. But I don't carry anything bigger than that. I don't carry 3/4 inch on there anymore, or bigger, but I can just go grab them if I need them. I got a couple of spanner bits up top, a couple different sizes. Don't use them too much, but sometimes I think on floor drains, those Smith floor drains uses them a lot, so that's handy to have those. And up here I just keep some magnetic jumper wires, some alligator clips and that, and I think that's just about it. I carry a little bit too much, but it's nice to have things available so I don't have to go back and forth grabbing stuff. Try to work as efficiently as I can, and try to keep everything in the same spot, because everybody loses stuff, you know. I hate when I lose stuff, but it happens. But this is a good bag for, you know, help keep you organized and work efficiently. And I really enjoy this bag. But well, thank you for watching.